You're watching 1700 and I'm here with Sydney DJ Alison Wonderland. Very
Hello.
exciting. Nice to have you on the show with us.
Thank you.
Now, I've heard that before your gigs, you like to really focus and not really talk to anyone.
That is actually
just before.
Very true. And I was saying that to someone today. Yeah, because my lighting guy, I was explaining to him, like, just so you know, I'm not being antisocial, but yeah, I get all this like crazy energy, and I just have to save it up for the stage. And so I just like to be by myself, and I jump around in a little corner and
like charging batteries
like,
up.
Yeah, it's exactly that's like the perfect analogy for that. Yeah.
So I feel really lucky that we've got you here a couple of hours before.
Yeah, because otherwise you'd be speaking to me, and I'd be like.
Nice.
Not
I'll make
at
sure
all.
to come by later just to see you in that pose.
Just to awkwardly see me. No worries.
Speaking of all the energy, your music really blends a lot of genres. I mean, it's being described as pop, electro, future beats, bit of a lot of things in there.
Yeah.
How would you describe the vibe of your EP, I guess?
Oh, I mean, I guess, like, obviously there's a big electronic base to it. It's all electronic music. I mean, I have a few organic instruments in there, but I mean, like, I've tried to write songs, you know, rather than club jams. I've always written songs, and I didn't really want to, like, be dishonest with how I wrote. So, I mean, I don't know how to define it. It's definitely, yeah, I really don't know how to define what I've been writing because it's just so close to me. I don't really know. I just, like, write what I feel at the time, but yeah.
But it always seems to get people moving. It's always, you know, got that party vibe, or I guess a lot that energy that I mentioned before. What kind of elements do you use to get people moving, I guess, and to bring that out?
I mean, I always think like having an interesting beat is usually what gets people moving. That's what gets me moving. So, I mean, personally, and this also goes back to track selection when I'm DJing, if I'm really feeling something, like I hope other people are as well, and I make sure that I only play stuff that like really speaks to me. So, you know, maybe like my stuff won't speak to everyone, but the people that it does speak to, they probably like...
People with good taste.
Oh, no.
People with the same taste.
With the same taste. Yeah.
We'll go with that, we'll go with that. And you're also into a bit of classical music as well.
That's
like
correct.
A bit of everything. Used to be a cellist in the Sydney Youth Orchestra.
I did, that's correct. Yeah, I was like traveling around Europe. I thought that's what I was going to end up doing.
Wow.
But somehow life led me to here, which I'm very, very happy about. So
yeah. But I've heard that you once got a whole crowd waltzing at the start of a set with some classical music.
Yes, I played Strauss. I did.
That's pretty awesome.
I was doing the Red Bull 3-style competition a few years ago, and one of the rules is you have to have more than 3 genres. And I was like, well, challenge accepted. And I started with classical music.
And did you have to instruct the crowd how to waltz, or it was just there?
I mean,
it just came out.
You know, I think Strauss was a master at the waltz. When it's 3/4, and everyone's like, duh, duh, duh. I'll secretly do a waltz for you.
Coming up.
Yeah.
And you're also known as a bit of a mystery lady,
Oh.
liking to keep a few things under your hat, Asian name, things like that. So I was wondering if we could bust a mystery and if you could tell us a little known fact about yourself, anything you like.
Actually, yeah. I don't know my left and my right, and that's a
wow.
real thing.
That's a problem.
And I've tried for years, even doing like this trick, but unfortunately, my brain just doesn't like to think about direction or anything like that.
Do you have your driver's license?
I do,
passed
and
the
I
test?
cheated on my test. That's actually another secret. I wrote left and right on my hands.
Okay. Well, I don't know if that's cheating. That's kind of a little trick.
But that's like super true. Like I really did do that, and I've
As long
never
as it's
said
going
that
through.
in an interview about the cheating on my driving test.
Yeah, we're going to say cheating's a strong word. We're going to go with you helped yourself through.
I was pretty dishonest.
And you've also just done a bit of a mystery tour, the Wonderland Warehouse project with mystery locations.
Yes, that's
Tell
correct.
us about that.
So basically, I just have had some really amazing people kind of support what I've been doing for a long time, and I didn't want to do necessarily another club tour. I thought, also there are a lot of, you know, I'd been doing club tours for a long time, and I wanted to kind of give people an experience to kind of say thank you for just coming and dancing to my shows, because it really means a lot. Every time someone sends me a tweet or writes something on my Instagram or sends me an email, like I read everything, and I really, really, really just like it. Yeah, it makes me it makes me want to work harder when people write like nice things to me. So yeah, I wanted to just throw something that was an experience, and I got my friends Young Franco and Wave Racer on the tour with me, and no one knew where any of the locations were. I actually hired out some buses, and people got a text on the day saying to meet at bus stops, and yeah, it was all really, I don't know, exciting. Yeah, and I'm super stoked. It's still probably my favorite tour I've been on.
Yeah. Did you have a favorite warehouse in all of that?
No. Yes, but I'm
Too
not going to
tell. Okay, fair enough. Another secret, another mystery.
Yes.
Now, I know you've said before that that gender always gets brought up in your interviews, so I have to apologise because I'm bringing it up again. But you've said before that you don't want to be labelled as a female DJ, and I was just wondering if you could go into that a little bit, your thinking there.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've never heard anyone say the term male DJ. I'm a DJ. It doesn't really matter if I have tits or a vagina or a dick. And I mean, I like to think that people come to watch me because they like the music I play, and you know, that's just like that's where it starts and ends. It's like pretty simple. I think the fact that there is that I get asked about being a female DJ, it's just like, man, you know, there's no difference. There shouldn't be a difference.
But at the same time, you have said before that it was a bit of a boys' club when you started.
Yeah.
Did you feel that way? That it was a bit of trouble breaking through?
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean that, like, you call someone a female DJ. Like, that kind of, you know, gave me more motivation to just not be seen as anything but someone that plays music. And yeah. That's why I've got a GoPro over my hands when I play, so that people can actually like watch what I'm doing and know that it's, you know, pretty nerdy.
It's been doubted that it's...
Oh yeah, like people will doubt that. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I definitely just want people to know that this is like a real thing, and yeah.
It actually adds a really cool element to your show.
I
think seeing how you do it.
Yeah.
And I just want to wish you luck for your show.
Oh, thank you so much.
Have any New Year's resolutions you want to share with us coming to the year?
Yes. Learn how to deal with deadlines and being under pressure, because I threw a chair last time. I freaked out. So.
Wow. I can really feel that deadline thing, so I can feel our interview's deadline coming to an end. But thank you so much for coming in. It was really lovely to speak to you. And yeah, best of luck with the show. You're watching 1700. Probably hear behind me some of the awesome sounds coming from Japanese Wallpaper. Really lovely vibe for this time of day. Nick got to have a chat with him. Check it out.
Now tell me, how'd you enjoy your set? How are you enjoying Falls in general?
This is amazing. I've never been here. It's like really, really cool.
Really epic. And how was your set? Did you feel good about it?
The show was really fun, and like I felt really nervous beforehand, but having finished now and like there were loads of people and it all went really well. I was really happy with it.
Who are you looking forward to seeing in the festival?
Jamie XX mostly.
Nice.
And then like Kite String Tangle will be really good. Scared Tomorrow.
Cool.
Jaguar Ma, I think. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, all good, all great artists to look forward to. Now, I wanted to discuss about how you got into music, and I understand that you came across the Beatles album Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Yeah.
And you just absolutely smashed that on repeat. Now, does that sort of, has the Beatles played an influence in your music that you are playing, or do you think it's more you as a musician in general?
I'm not sure. I mean, it's like always hard to hear like influences from different styles, but I definitely feel that they're there as far as like my songwriting goes, and like even just like ways that I'd approach arrangement and production and stuff like that. I mean, I listen to those albums, like those Beatles records, and there's so much to learn from it about like putting different like instruments together and mixing and like they're so intricately produced and stuff, so I feel like a lot of that has kind of, or I hope a lot of that's come through in what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's almost as if you serve the music rather than trying to be a certain genre or something.
Yeah.
So we can learn from the Beatles with all the album being so different and everything like that. It's all happened really quick for you. It's been super quick. Suddenly you're just shot to stardom. Does it get a bit overwhelming for you at times?
The overwhelming thing is when people like recognize me and like stop for photos and stuff, because I'm like just this really nerdy teenager. It's like you could get photos of so many cooler people.
No way, man.
But it's really cool. It's really flattering, and
yeah, and it's only going to get easier, I suppose.
Hope so.
Now, I wanted to know about how do you go about recording and basically mixing your music?
So everything is just GarageBand on my laptop.
Yep.
I don't really know how to do anything. I'm not like trained as an audio engineer or mixer or anything.
Yep.
So I just kind of like lots of experimenting and lots of like turning the loop function on and just like spending lots of time recording different things over each other and then kind of looking at it all after an hour and seeing what works and what doesn't. And then,
right.
Yeah.
Do you pass it on to someone to edit and mix and master, or you just do it all yourself?
So I try and mix it as much as I can on my laptop on my own, but then I've got this guy, Andre Ehrman, who's a really great mixer and mastering engineer as well, and he did all the like Chet Faker and Oscar Key song records and stuff, so I always take my things into him to mix for a couple hours and then master it before it goes online.
It's good to have that guiding
definitely
hand there with you. Now, do you prefer to play live, or do you prefer to make your own music on your laptop with the GarageBand?
Until recently, I've felt really out of place on stage because like I'm like naturally not a front person. Like I'm not a trained singer, and I'm like a bass player and pianist by like, which is what I practice the most and stuff.
Right.
So I always used to feel really uncomfortable kind of being the one up there, like singing and like holding the fort. But I guess I'm a bit more used to it now. And I think like at the start, it was really just like me singing in one little MIDI controller. But now as I've like started getting more comfortable with my set and adding more instruments and stuff, I definitely feel more like I'm just having fun and like playing.
Well,
music.
I think it certainly showed today, man. And I mean, I understand you like to look very busy on stage. You like to look like you're doing something. You don't want to just be a button pusher.
I think more than looking like I'm doing something, it just gets really boring if you're not doing anything.
Yeah,
and
no.
like if I'm doing the same show like 4 or 5 times a month, I don't want to be really bored and hate it. I want to be like having fun and looking forward to the next time I get to play the songs and stuff.
And I think that transfers to the audience as well as it did today.
I hope so.
Now, what's just lastly, what's next for Japanese Wallpaper? What have you got on the go?
So next year I've got to finish school. I think that's the main thing for me. I find that as I record and as I'm studying, I always like music is my procrastination, so I'll always like have a lot on the go in exam period and stuff when I probably shouldn't, but I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see what happens.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. You're watching
Thanks,
1700 and I'm here joined with Japanese Wallpaper. Thank you.
Catch you later.